Okay. So when you say no na you're an atheist to someone who doesn't know you personally, the first thing that they will ask is, anong nangyari sa'yo? Baka may nangyari sa'yo sa bata ka pa. What happened dyan? Did you experience hardship? So, it's a common kind of response. Kasi, a typical Christian would think na someone, ang typical talaga na Kristiyano, no, mabibigla sa ganyan klaseng impormasyon. Hindi ka na naniniwala. What happened to you? So it's a common response, no. It's a common response. What happened to you? May hiniling ka ba na hindi na ibigay? Kaya ka nagalit and hindi na naniwala? Kasi ganyan din ako dati. So it's a common response. And I want to talk to you. No, I want to talk to you kasi ikaw yung audience ng channel ko eh. Hindi naman atheist eh. Hindi naman atheist yung channel ko. Hindi naman atheist na audience yung channel ko. Kasi kung atheist pa lang yung audience ko, yung content ko sana is about what's the best argument against God, mga false claims ng religion, ganoon sana. Ganoon sana yung mga topic ko, yung mga tuturuan ko yung atheist pa. Equip them if they want to challenge theists and tell them information. Pero hindi ganoon yung channel ko. Ang channel ko lang is, hey, you, Christian, please listen to me. Wala naman akong intention na baguhin yung utak mo. Wala naman akong intention na hindi ka na magsimba. I just want you to understand, no, that people like me will you will live with people like me. You will live with people like me, and there's nothing you can do about it because there will be atheists. And if that's the case, then it's the best time to learn about us. No, para alam mo kung paano kami patutunguhan kasi bago ang atheism hindi bago, matagal na siya. Bago siya sa Pilipinas. Bago siya na maraming tao ang nagvo-voice out na hindi na sila naniniwala. So, 'di ba? Anong magagawa mo kundi alamin kung ano sila, ano pala yung gusto nilang sabihin, and what kind of people are they? Kesa you will try to be offensive and defensive, na aatakihin mo kami, gagawa ka ng mga kwento na baka ganito yung nangyari sa'yo to equip you, no? Not to equip atheists, no? Kasi marami namang source of information dito sa YouTube na panghuhugutan ng mga kapwa ko atheist. Ang dami. I follow them nga eh. But I want to talk to you. You a Christian. I want to talk to you. So, walang nangyari masama, no? Wala naman. Of course, a lot of things happened in my past, but it's not because of those things kaya ako naging atheist. Matagal na talaga akong doubtful. Naging doubtful ako because bakit ang daming religion? No? Bakit ang daming na-doubtful ako kasi if there is a truth, wouldn't truth be sitting there as one, not hindi marami? But that's just the poor na poor lang na, not poor, but that's just the simple observation of a young kid now growing up. So walang basis, nagda-doubt lang. Hindi siya malaking doubt, it's just doubt, no? So walang mangyaring masama kaya naging atheist. Wala. Just to put it out there, it's a very very long process. Hindi siya overnight na hindi na ako naniniwala. It's a very very long series of events kaya nagiba ko yung malaking pader sa utak ko. Malaki siya na portion ng buhay ko eh. When I was growing up, you have to pray, You have to follow the teachings of Christianity. Tinuturo siya sa school. You go to church. You listen to priests. And then, you listen to pastors. Malaki siya na part ng buhay ko. I was a Christian. No? Pinalaki akong Kristiyano with Christian values. But, as I grow older, may mga pumapasok na mga bagong tools, bagong methods, bagong ways to determine whether something is true or not. So, hindi siya, it's like, kung hindi ko sila na-discover, I would be a Christian until now. Pero, aksidente siyang pumasok sa buhay ko eh. Hindi nga siya tinuro sa college. I was just browsing the internet. And may mga tools akong mga na-discover. So, ano ba yung mga tools na yun? So, it's just it is called critical thinking. To put it bluntly, no? Critical thinking. So, critical thinking is you yourself is trying to question your own beliefs. Tama ba tong pinaniniwalaan ko? Kasi, I remember way back, kapag sinabi ng mga authority, nagkwentuhan sila about multo doon sa Lanao. Sa Lanao, totoo na may multo. Nag-usap yung tita ko eh. While I was sleeping eh. Lola ko nagkwento about multo sa time niya. Mama at papa ko nagkwento about them experiencing mga multo, mga ganoon, mga diwende. So, totoo. These things exist. Why am I who am I to doubt? Everyone is experiencing it, 'di ba? So, I grew up believing in ghosts, believing in wakwak, manananggal. Tas may mga comics pa na binibenta sa elementary. So, ma-enforce yung ganyang kind of thinking because everyone around you is believing it. It has shaped my brain to believe in those kinds of things. Then comes high school, YouTube. Then, yung mga lumalabas sa YouTube, ghosts caught on tape. Pinakita ko sa mga kapatid ko, sa mga cousins ko, sa mga tita ko, and they were really entertained. They were really scared. Oh my God, gumalaw yung baso. Oh my God, nagbiblink yung lights. So, sino ba ako para sabihin na hindi yun totoo? Totoo yun. So, that's my thought. That's always what's happening. Hindi ako critical. Kasi kung critical ako, I would ask a lot of questions. I should have asked a lot of questions. Special effects ba to? Drama ba to? Setup ba to? Baka may nakatago lang na lubid and hinila lang yung para gumalaw yung baso. Baka hangin lang yun. Malakas na hangin. Baka auditory lang. Ang dami mong pwedeng itanong. Ang dami. Pero hindi ko na yun itinanong. Totoo yun kasi totoo naman yung ghost eh. Imposible. May gagawa pa talaga ng wala. Pati nga yung lubid, hindi ko naisip yun dati. Kasi I am not smart. I am not smart. I'm not that kind of bata na very smart. I was very good at maths, but that was about it. Was I critical ba ako mag-isip? Hindi. So, I have learned that kind of skill, no? Through life. May idea pala na about critical thinking na ang gusto ng mga taong ito is pag may impormasyon kang nasagap, huwag mong paniwalaan agad. Yun yung parang nila. Yun yung parang gusto nilang mangyari. Kasi a lot of agents out there are there to dupe you, to trick you, to scam you. There are a lot of people na ganoon yung career ng buhay nila. And you could be a victim. Kaya, napareflect ako na totoo ba kayang may multo? sa tagal na ng life ko dito sa mundo, may mga few experience ako, but was it really ghosts or was I just thinking about ghosts? 'Di ba? Was it really a monster or was I just really scared and yung kortina akala ko monster na. Yung lighting akala ko monster na. Nakakita ba talaga ako or am I hindi lang ako diagnosed na may schizophrenia ako? Baka may mental health issue ako. So, wala akong mga ganoon na kind of experiences. Kaya I can say na baka hallucination lang yun. Halo ng takot. Kaya nakabuo ako ng ganoong figure sa mata ko, sa utak ko. And hindi talaga yun totoo. So, natanggal yun. Hindi na ako guaranteed na yung mga meron kasi akong na-experience dati sa kwarto ng tita ko. Ako lang mag-isa and at that time it's 5 p.m. going to 6 p.m. so you can imagine na yung day is going darker na. And pinailaw ko yung lampshade niya doon sa ano. And then may chinachant ako na parang Latin na words para yung crush ko magka-crush din sa akin. Elementary, something like that. Elementary or early years high school. So, I was doing that kasi I was thinking na magka-crush na talaga si crush. Ganun. But then, when I opened my eyes, it's already dark and when I turned my back, there's like a figure na who's holding the lamp. And it's like yung Dementor sa Harry Potter. Ganun yung nakita ko. So, I fucking run downstairs and never looked back. And I was very scared, traumatized about that. And I believe na merong mga ganun palang entity. Until I realized na a lot of people have experienced that kind of pala and hindi pala totoo, no? Paano ko ba 'yun ma-test, 'di ba? Can I do it again and mag-a-appear ba 'yun? So that kind of claim is unfalsifiable, no? It is unfalsifiable. There's no way for me to make it false. There's no way for me to make it false kasi hindi ko siya matitest ulit. It can't be tested again. I bet na pag maglagay ako doon ng camera, hindi na yun mangyayari. No? Kasi wala naman tayong nakikita na ganoon na solid evidence for dementors, no? So, there are things that unfalsifiable which I'm gonna talk later now. But that is why I no longer believe in ghosts, in blah blah blah. Kasi na-realize ko na kwento lang pala yun. Naniwala ako sa kwento ng mga tita ko, sa lola ko, sa mama at papa ko without even asking questions. So those things that I've heard could have been just stories, no, na pinasa-pasa and wala pala talagang exaggerated kasi ang stories. I know that. We have experienced that. So, yun, critical thinking naabutan ko ang critical thinking. So, hindi madali, no? Hindi naman ghosts yung una kong criticize, no? I just learned about this thing and I slowly tried to apply it in everything, no? Pag may sinabi si mama, especially sa sa setup nila mama kasi lagi sila nag-aaway na magkapatid. So siya si mama ang pinaka panganay, siya ang panganay. So pag nag-aaway yung mga kapatid niya, sa kanya pumupunta. Now, here's the funny thing. Kung sino yung unang pumunta kay mama, siya yung paniniwalaan ni mama na side. So, grabe nang binato niya yung sa sa ulo ko, tas tinapon niya yung mga ganoon yung kwento. So si mama will side with that that sister. So, sa murang edad ko, yung tumatakbo sa isip ko, grabe talaga to si mami. Ganito yung ginawa niya. So, naniwala din ako sa kanya, nag-side din ako. Pero, kasi malikot ako and lagi akong lumalabas, not my intention but gumala ako doon sa bahay ng lolo ko and nandoon yung kaaway niyang kapatid, so I can hear her side. So ganito yung mga usapan and napaisip ako na hala, may two sides pala sa story. May ganito pala na may version pala na sa kanya, and sa kanya is very different pala. Paano natin malalaman kung sino sa kanila ang nagsasabi ng totoo? So, mga simple na mga happening sa life that wants me to really use critical thinking, kasi if I won't, then I'll be biased. No, I'll probably be defending a person who committed a crime, who committed wrong. So, importante ang critical thinking. Importante na very balanced ka to get the information and then form a conclusion, no? So, yun, critical thinking, meron tayo nun, pero the question is, are you applying it to all? No, critical thinker ka, pero you are not applying it to all. You are only picking and choosing how to use critical thinking. Number two is yung unfalsifiable na claims. Unfalsifiable claims. And then number three is using fallacies, detecting fallacies. Okay. So, as you can see, no, nothing in my whys, why I'm an atheist, nothing in my whys is about the Bible. No, I've read the Bible, kaya ako atheist now. Maraming atheists will say that they've read the Bible, that's why they're atheist. A lot of atheists will also say na because I've experienced this in my church and I experienced it within my own community, that is why I'm an atheist. So a lot of atheists will also say that. But me, I'm not an atheist because of those. I'm an atheist because of these three things. No, these three things na I will share now, because you want to know what atheists are. So, critical thinking. I applied critical thinking to all of my beliefs. Like I said, I was a Christian. So when I applied it, hindi siya pumasa sa mga requirements ng isang critical thinker. Ang critical thinker kasi is nagre-require ng solid, concrete na evidence at matibay na mga arguments if you don't have any kind of physical evidence, kasi we can't do that eh. So, hindi pumasa sa akin yung mga arguments when you say na for example, itong story ng Genesis, God created heavens and the earth, nilagay niya si Adam and Eve sa earth, and then may puno na the tree of knowledge, and then hindi niya pwedeng ipakain yun kasi mamamatay sila, and magkakasin sila. And then there's this snake who tempted Eve, and then kaya kumain talaga sila and nakast away sila sa Eden. So yun yung gist ng Genesis, and priests and pastors will share that story as if it's a positive story about God, no, na it's the fall of humanity. Humanity is really destined for doom kasi even if meron na silang heaven, ginawa pa din ito ng mga tao, and Satan is really evil kasi tingnan mo, tinempt sila. So ganoon yung version ng story. A critical thinker will ask question din as na ganito: why did he fucking put the fruit there? Why can't he put it on the moon? Para hindi talaga matempt yung mga tao. Did he design this to happen? He is God, and ang daming question, like he knows what will happen. Doesn't he know that will happen? So, diba, he is the Alpha and the Omega. So, kung alam na niyo yung mangyayari doon, a lot of really hard questions, hindi ko na mabanggit na kasi mauubos yung oras natin. We can have that kind of discussion. But a critical thinker would ask questions like that, and hindi siya papasa for me kasi natanong ko na siya. Sumagi na siya sa utak ko, and yung mga sagot ng mga believers very unsatisfying, no? Another question about Jesus' sacrifice. Jesus died for your sins. As I was growing up, that was really nakaka-guilt. nakakabigay ng guilt eh. Tao ka lang, tas gumagawa ka ng mga ganitong mga sin while God sacrificed for you. Di ba? For God so loved the world that He gave us His only begotten Son. That really is a very yung term ngayon ng mga Gen Z, yung nanggi-guilt trip ka. I don't feel like it's a guilt tripping tactic but before. I feel like this is a genuine kind of sacrifice, and I was abusing that kind of sacrifice, so I feel guilty. What's really happening is guilt tripping, but I don't see it as that before. But now I see it as guilt tripping now. And on top of guilt tripping is ang concept ng sin. 'Di ba? Ang concept ng sin na I'm sinful and na-cleanse na because si Christ ay nagpa-crucify. And sacrifice ba talaga tawag doon? Hindi naman siya namatay. Dead is dead. Dead won't come back to life. But He came back. So He wasn't dead. So did He really die, or was He really inconvenienced for the weekend? Diba? So, Christians will treat it as a really wonderful kind of passage. It's a sacrifice. But for me, who learned about paganism, who learned about other histories, see that as a different kind of ritual. It's just a typical ritual that people do, no? Ginawa lang tao ang ritual. Ang ritual dati magpatay, even sa Bible you kill a goat and then i-sacrifice mo kay God, and God will smell the smoke and will love the smoke. That's paganism. And I see the evolution of evolution of religion through those kinds of events in the Bible. Christ as a sacrifice is another paganism thing for me, no? If you studied about things like that, if you na parang wala namang pinagkaiba, dugo pa din ang kabayaran. Kasi kung ako ang Diyos, I could have magically removed every kind of sin if I have added them. I could just simply remove it without having to go through that kind of barbarism, no? Wala nang taong mamatay. Wala nang any kind. I could have done it in a very different way without any kind of blood being shed. Na anak ko pa. So that kind of is marami din akong tanong na hindi din satisfying ang mga sagot ng mga Christians. Kaya yung mga small bits na yon, ina-apply ko yung critical thinking skills ko, hindi nakapasa ang mismong faith ko. Kaya it was a very struggle, no? It's very struggling kasi yun lang yung skill ko eh. If I ask questions and if I doubt, the religious will say na, hey, don't doubt because doubt is sin. But for me, doubt is healthy because you just want things to be true. You just want to collect true things. And how come you are discouraging doubt? So another layer of more doubt sa religion. Kasi the other side promotes doubt. You are discouraging doubt. And for me, doubt is very healthy. So conflict na. Nagko-conflict na slowly. And it took many years to finally say na atheist ako. Hindi pwedeng critical thinking lang. You have to really explore, you have to really ask questions, and you have to listen both sides. I've listened the arguments from theists, hindi satisfying. Now I'm listening to atheists. What can they say? So yun na. The floodgates have been opened. A lot of information came rushing in, and na-educate talaga ako sa mga arguments naman ng mga atheists. Kasi dito na nila tinuro sa akin ang fallacies. You can detect fallacies. So fallacies are basahin ko na lang to. Meron akong pre-prepared dito. What are fallacies? Fallacies are errors in reasoning that will undermine the logic of an argument. Na bring down ang argument mo, ang quality ng argument mo because you have committed some kind of fallacy. They can be subtle, hindi klaro, or persuasive, or talagang intentional, often used intentionally or unintentionally in arguments to sway opinion without a solid foundation of evidence. So, ito yung fallacy. So, nakakapag-reduce siya ng argument ng isang tao kasi hindi siya logically sound. Fallacious siya. For example, ano ba magandang example? Ito, faith, no? So, sabi mo, let's say nag-argue tayo about faith. Paano ba ang best example about faith? John, you are just as faithful as a believer. John, you're even more faithful than me kasi no one believes in atheism like you do. So that's a common argument. Wait, medyo tricky siguro yan. Hindi ko ma-explain eh. Ano kaya ang best example for a fallacy? Dami kasing fallacy. Ano ba? Nabigay ko na din yan na example eh, yung faith. Na mimix yung definition. You are jumping from one definition to another to confuse, not to confuse me, but to really sway me to side with you, no? But I think yun yung example ko. Wait lang isipin ko lang. Ano pa yung mas best? Okay. Ito na lang. Yung common kay Ellie Soriano. Sabi niya, you believe that there is you don't believe, atheists don't believe that there's a creator? Ang tanga naman nila, naniniwala sila yung TV, yung radyo, yung sasakyan, may creator. Pero etong napaka-complex na universe, walang creator. Ang tanga nila. So, may binigay pa nga siya na example na meron daw siyang classmate na atheist sa isang room. Nag-usap daw sila na sabi daw ng atheist I don't believe that there's a creator. We're just randomly nag-create lang daw tayo dito sa mundo. Yun yung sabi ng atheist. Randomly lang tayo na nalalang dito sa mundo, and I'm an atheist. Yun yung kwento ni Elia. So the next day daw si Ellie nagdala ng yung solar system na yung may mga suns and suns, may mga planets and may sun. So solar system na mga balls diyan sa dorm niya. Pumasok yung atheist. And then tinanong si Ellie Soriano na, "Hey, Ellie, kaninong to? Planetarium to." And ang sinagot ni Ellie daw is, hindi, nag-randomly lang siyang lumabas diyan kasi nangyayari yan eh. So at that day, the atheist na-blow ang mind ng atheist, and nagda-doubt na siya sa pagka-atheist niya, and naging believer siya. So ganyan yung argument ni ganyan yung argument ni Ellie. So nasagot ko yan. Sa ang tawag dito, ang maraming fallacy yan. So maraming fallacy. Ang una na fallacy is the argument from complexity. Hindi siguro mali. Hindi ko malali lahat ng mga fallacies, kaya nga hindi ito for atheist kasi hindi ko kayo tinuturuan ng mga fallacies. Example lang to. So yung kay Ellie na sinabi niya na tawag doon, nagawa, it's a wrong kind of comparison na fallacy. It's a different category. So mali na ikumpara mo ang universe sa TV. Although they are complex, totoo, complex ang TV, ginawa ang TV, complex ang universe, you can say na ginawa ang universe, but notice the difference. The difference is, we have fucking evidence upon layers of evidence of TVs being created by human beings and robots, no? We have evidence. We can see them. You can go to any kind of hardware and you will see how TVs are built. We have documentaries about TVs. We have books about how to build a TV, how to build a computer. So we have evidence for these kinds of things being created by human beings. We have zero evidence of them being created by a giraffe. No? So we can definitely say that they are created. Zero evidence so far for universe created by gods. So that's the main difference. Yes, they are both complex, but we don't have any evidence. Kaya we can't say that it is created. We can just hypothesize. We can just entertain ideas. We can never say na the Christian God created the universe, because we don't have evidence for it. No, we don't know how the universe is created or sprouted, kasi we don't know. We have yet to know, no? So that is, I forgot the fallacy, but that the name of the fallacy, but that is the fallacy. So napansin mo, very subtle and very persuasive siya na fallacy, kasi napapaisip ka din na complex naman ang TV. Bakit naniniwala tayo na ginawa ng tao yan? Bakit yung mga atheists hindi naniniwala na ang universe gawa ng creator? Ang complex ng universe kumpara sa TV. You're correct. They're both complex, but we have evidence of TVs created by human beings. Universes created by gods, no evidence, so we don't know. That's the conclusion of an atheist. Now, another fallacy is a straw man. A straw man fallacy. A straw man fallacy is ikaw yung gumawa ng argument ng kalaban mo. Ginawa mo siyang very simple, kaya madali mo siyang i-attack. So another fallacy. So straw man fallacy. So another na straw man fallacy na kinumit doon is yung story na yung planetarium na lumabas lang siya bigla dyan, randomly. So atheists don't say na we have sprouted randomly. Hindi naman ganoon yung wala namang arguments ang mga atheists na, hey, since we're not created by a god, then we're just randomly created. No, we don't have that kind of argument. We don't say that. No? The answer to that is we don't know. Wala kaming sagot. 'Di ba? Wala kaming sagot. I don't know. You can ask the scientists what they think about how the universe came to be, but we don't know. I don't know. I have no clue kasi wala tayong any kind of evidence. And that's okay, no? A lot of atheists don't know. And that's okay for us, no? Kasi kaya nga pag critical thinker ka kasi, you are okay with things na hindi mo talaga alam. Kasi it's more dangerous to pretend that you know than to simply just say, I don't know. And I would love to figure that out someday. So, yun. Fallacies. So, dalawa na. Mas nagiging solid na yung foundation ko kasi I am equipped now. Kasi even if I don't read any kind of book, kasi yun yung isa din na misconception na palabasa talaga tong mga atheists kaya naging atheist. Nakabasa siguro to ng mga scientific theories kaya naging ganyan. Hindi, wala. I don't read books. The only book I've read is Harry Potter and some minor books about philosophy. But yun lang, hindi ko kilala yung mga kilala nyo. Mas magaling pa nga kayo sa philosophy. You have formal studies about philosophy. So, etong dalawa, etong critical thinking and etong detecting fallacies, na-equip talaga ako, no? Na hindi guaranteed, no, na lahat na lang ng information marunong na akong mag-detect whether that is true or not. But no, I have weapons now. I have two weapons: being a critical thinker and having the skill to detect fallacies. Those skills will help me go through life. No, now when new information comes in, I won't believe it right away. When a scammer comes in, he won't be able to scam me that easily. No, so those things are new to me. Those two things. And one final thing, kasi very confusing talaga. While I was talking to theists, while I was talking to fellow atheists about atheism, about my stance, while I was talking to them, there's this parang lingering talaga na doubt pa din eh. Baka may totoo talaga, no? Baka totoo talaga tong Diyos, no? Baka spirituality is true talaga, no? Baka yung dreams really we can really see futures, yung mga ganun, yung mga baka meron talagang multiverse, no? Baka meron talagang aliens, no? Baka aliens ang Diyos, and yun, baka totoo talaga yung mga ancient aliens, mga ganun. So a lot of things will still pop in my brain even though I'm already critical. Napapaisip pa din ako about God, no? Na baka totoo talaga ang God, hindi lang totoo ang Christianity, hindi lang totoo ang Judaism, hindi lang totoo ang Islam, but there could be a God out there, no? There could be a God out there that we don't know yet, and that God created everything. That still lingers in my brain. Now the third tool I gained is one of the best tools pa din. So it's called unfalsifiable claims. Basahin natin. So falsifiable claims. A falsifiable claim is one that can be proven false by an observation or logical argument. So yan lang simple na definition niya. Ganito kasi yung critical thinker. Gusto nila na ang pagdidiskussan nila is something that can be proven false. No? Something that can be proven false. So if you say na lahat ng mangga na yellow ay matamis. So I can disprove you by just looking for mangoes that are yellow and hindi matamis. And you are already disproven. Until wala talaga akong mahanap. So I can have steps. You are giving me steps to disprove you. I know there are, of course you will disagree with the statement kasi you have already tasted a yellow mango that's not sweet. I know that. But it's just a simple example na a claim needs to be falsifiable in order for us to have a discussion. No, in order for us to have a discussion, kasi if hindi siya falsifiable, then what are we talking about? What are we discussing about? Hindi pala siya pwedeng falsify. What are we even discussing about? Why are you even claiming that it is true when it can't be falsified? Diba? So the claims for God is beyond space, beyond time. Si Eli Soriano nga sinabi niya, alam kaya ng tao ng character sa loob ng computer na may nagko-control sa kanya na tao outside of the computer? That is how the world daw, that is how God is daw, na hindi malalaman daw ng tao na nasa labas siya ng computer. Ang God daw ang nasa labas ng computer. It's just an example, pero ganito daw ang mundo, na we are like in a computer and the God is outside the computer. And if you're saying that, then why are you saying that there is a God? Hindi mo pala alam. Di ba dapat ang default na state is you don't know? Why are you claiming to know if we all don't know? If He is beyond that kind of realm, then why are we even talking about it? Di ba? If there's no way for us to detect it. Di ba? So that is one of the core foundations of science. Things need to be falsifiable. The theory of evolution by Charles Darwin, the law of gravity, all of the things all of the theories and the laws of science can be falsified. You have the resources and the time to falsify it. They will even fund you if you have an interesting idea para i-pursue mo yung ano mo, yung investigation mo. It needs, kasi for example, you disagree with the theory of evolution. You can go write a paper and have it peer reviewed to poke holes on the theory para hindi na strong ang stand niya. 'Di ba? Dalawa ang mangyayari. You poke holes to it or you are just making it more true. Kasi you have failed in disproving it. 'Di ba? So, every theories, every law in science can be falsified, are falsifiable. Kaya walang topic doon about God. Is God real? Is God true? Does God, or hindi ba nag-i-exist ang God? They're not talking about it because it is an unfalsifiable claim. And that is the nail, close talaga sa coffin. Ano ba tawag doon sa English? Yun talaga ang pinaka mabigat na pinaka mabigat na tool, the best na shield for me. Kasi it puts my mind at ease na I don't have to deal with conversations that are really not going to land. The conclusion will never land on true or false kasi it can't be falsified. So for example, falsifiable claims. So, in example to ni late Carl Sagan. So suppose your friend invites you to his garage. Sabi ng friend mo, "Hey John, may dragon ako." So pagpasok nyo, may dragon ako sa bahay. Pagpasok nyo, dragon? Wala akong nakikitang dragon dito sa garage mo. Hindi. Invisible dragon to. Okay. Kung invisible yan, let's put flour sa floor para makita natin yung steps niya. No. It's hovering above. Okay, if it's hovering, then dragons, sabi ng mythology, ang dragon spit ng fire. Therefore, mainit siya na dragon. Let's have a heat sensor. Sabi naman niya, no. It spits cold fire. So, if your argument is like that, if your argument always dodges all the kind of tests that we have already have a lot of tools that can detect things that are invisible to our naked eyes. We can already detect things that are smallest things. We can detect the biggest things. And if your argument is trying to dodge away from these tools, then what's the difference between ano yung kinaibahan nito sa this thing not existing at all? Diba? So this thing could not have this dragon. Ano yung kinaibahan ng invisible cold hovering dragon na to sa not existing at all? This dragon does not exist. This dragon does not exist. So unfalsifiable claims though, another thing about unfalsifiable claims, it's not saying na if your claim is unfalsifiable, therefore hindi ka na totoo, therefore you're false. No. For example, God is unfalsifiable. It doesn't mean God is false. It doesn't mean like that. It just means now we can't have a conversation. Why are we having a conversation when you're talking about a thing that can't be falsified? When you're talking about a thing that can't be tested, it needs to be tested before we can have a discussion. Kasi if it can't be tested, I'm afraid of what things you can invent, no, along the way para lang paniwalaan kita. No? So you can so yun. Yun. So, as an atheist, those are the three tools that I've gained and I'm using every day in every kind of conversation. And I I am very hindi na ako kasing dati, hindi na ako kasing confused, hindi na ako kasing takot, and hindi na ako kasing paranoid sa mga truth claims. I can detect fallacies now from people that I'm talking to in whatever kind of topic. I can say na, hey, this kind of claim is unfalsifiable. Why are we even talking about this? I'm just gonna entertain the conversation philosophically and not gonna really be serious about it, kasi at the end of the day, it can't be falsified. It can't be tested. And then one thing is to critically think. No, when having conversations, I don't believe right away. When someone is talking to me, even if that person is really close to me, I'm just gonna listen to it, absorb it, remember it. I'm not gonna believe it right away until it is really believable. Especially if it's just a chismis, no? I'm not gonna believe it. I'm just gonna have that kind of information in my head, and when I encounter that kind of information again, and it piles up to be true, then it could possibly be true. If it's not, then not. I'm just gonna entertain it. So, yun. Fellow Christians, I'm sorry, but ganoon ang ginawa ko. You don't have to do the same way. I know you have a different way of life. You have a different outlook. You have different visions. But that's me, and that's a lot of us. You are sharing space with us. What's the next thing you do? Because I am the same as you are. I would want to live in a healthy and peaceful environment. I'm not here to promote laws that will discriminate you. I'm even here to promote laws that will ensure you para makapag pray and makapag go to church ka talaga, because we are in a secular country. Every religion here is welcome, and I'm okay with that. God, I'm even encouraging young adults to go to church, kasi I believe church has a lot of benefits. Community, teachers, pastors. I don't think you are going there to be taught how to rob a bank or to kill a person. Why would I deny you of that? So it's a healthy community, and I encourage you to go that. That's how I view religion in general now. So I don't think it's harmful. There are a lot of things that you do that are harmful things, but I'm gonna ignore that. I'm not gonna talk about it. I'm just going to look at the positive side, which I think most of you are looking at the positive side and are doing the positive things. So that's my take on you as a religious person. I have nothing against you. You have something that is against me. You want to convert me. You think that I am damaged. You think that I'm going to hell. So a lot of negative things you view me as, no, but I am not all of those things. I could go to hell eventually because you think that that's really the truth, but right now, while we are still alive, what are you going to do about it? Are you gonna be nasty about me? Are you gonna spit hurtful words, or are you just gonna have a healthy conversation about these very deep topics, like how you are dealing with Muslims and other religions? Diba? Are you nasty with Muslims? I know you are. When you are away with Muslims, you talk shit to Muslims. You talk shit about their belief. You talk shit about what you think they are. They are suicide bombers and they are traidors. I know you talk shit about them when you're with your fellow Christians, but when you are with them, do you talk shit about them? No. You treat them kindly. You don't serve them pork. No? You treat them well. And I hope that you're doing the same thing for atheists now, no? We are a different kind of breed kasi we don't belong in a religion. We are not in a religion. We don't have a specific in a way, we kinda interesting kind of people if you meet us. Kasi wala kaming bawal, walang bawal na pork or walang anything, unless you have like, unless I have like, for example, me, I have allergy sa manok, nagkakati yung kamay ko. So we are not a typical na religious person. We're kinda free, no? We don't have any kind of bawals. Wala kasi kaming pari, wala kaming church. So anything goes up to a limit, na ang limit is kami lang din ang nagbibigay, sarili lang din namin, and our own observations. Of course we don't kill, of course we don't rape, of course we don't steal, kasi we are in a society that discourages you and it will imprison you if you do those things. Those are criminal acts, no? It is already given. Hindi kami hindi sumasagap lagi sa isip, baka yun yung iniisip, baka everyday gusto nitong mag-sin, no? We're not demons. I know you think that we are, but please have a conversation. Talk to me. Talk to any atheist that you know, and you will see. Now we're just people.